I want to give us all a pre-Rosh Hashanah message as we're entering the last few days of preparing for the Yamim Noraim, or High Holy Days. One way to look at it, and Hasidic masters give us this idea, is that Rosh Hashanah is like the gate. It's the opening. We're at the threshold, about to enter into the new, and it's a new year. So the question that we have is, what do I need to remember? What do I need to look towards as I'm about to enter? I think about my own home. What do all of us have before we enter our home? We have a mezuzah. And I know that if I'm having a really cruddy day, if I'm having a lot of bad energy, I can come to the threshold of my home. If I look at the mezuzah, I can think about a connection with God. I can think about Torah. And I can maybe change my whole attitude and my whole way of being and not bring all that yucky energy into my home, into my family. I think that's what we're trying to do at Rosh Hashanah. We're attempting to get clear, but we're also attempting to attach to the mezuzah. Spiritually speaking, there's an idea that our essence is the same as our potential. So who are we as humans in essence? It teaches in Bereshit, early on in Genesis, that we are created in God's image. All of us are created b'tselem Elokim. That needs to mean that each one of us, in our most shining, beautiful potential, is an emanation of the divine, emanation of God. Now, we also need to understand that our actual selves are all of us with our scars, our warts, our bad habits, the unfinished business and baggage that we all carry around. And that journey from actual self to shining potential self is the journey of tshuva. Tshuva literally meaning return. We're trying to return to essence. We're trying to return to that place of deep connection. And I think it starts with connection with loved ones, connection to friends, connection to family and community, connection to authentic self, and ultimately our deepest connection to God. I've always had trouble with the metaphor of God and the book of life. You know, I've always had trouble with this idea of seeing God as this old man with a beard opening up books. It just never ever worked for me. I don't know how it works for other people, but I never ever used that metaphor. This year, after many years of having the metaphor hanging and putting it to the side, I finally got a little bit of insight. And of course, God is not an old man with a beard. God is all kinds of different metaphors for using God, but we can't fully ever even know truly who God is. But we get to experience God in our lives, which is part of the beauty. But the book, God opens the book for us. God offers us all of the opportunities and all the possibilities to make the kinds of choices that bring us back to essence, to bring us to our potential, to bring us to remember that we are emanations of the divine. And in that process, we are the authors. We get to write our own book. We are the authors of our book of life. And if we want to be tzaddikim, if we want to be enlightened, self-realized beings, it's all there for us. All we need to do is to look to the mezuzah, look to each other, and begin the writing. Last thing I want to mention is it's got a teaching in Zohar that I always think about before the high holidays. And the teaching is that God says, if you open for me an opening no bigger than the eye of a needle, I will open to you the supernal worlds. All we need to do is show up. All we need to do is be open and move through the process together. And when we wish each other a Shana Tova, Umetuka, a good year and a sweet year, let's mean it. When we say it, let's say it in the way that we are saying to each one of us, I'll be there for you. I don't just want to give you this trite New Year's blessing. I'm going to be there to help you have a good and sweet New Year. Shana Tova.